one of the interesting things that came up in the first session was about the label for slope. So I got a line drawn here and found two nice points that went through a corner, and labeling the slope, obviously we can look at this and we could say that the slope of this line is going to be 6/5, change in y over change in x. One of the things that was mentioned, that because of the ratio that we're taking here, if this was measured in centimeters, let's just say, for example, that'd be 6 centimeters over 5 centimeters. And of course, if you've got common labels, you just end up with that 6/5. That's if we're going to be thinking of this as a ratio. Okay. So since it's a ratio, we aren't going to need to put any label on there. But if we think about this as a rate of change, as a rate, things are going to be a little bit different. Because now when we think about it, you've got your y, your horizontal, your vertical change is going to be 6 units of y over your horizontal change, your 5 units of x. And so before, when we were saying that if they're both centimeters, of course the common label is going to cancel itself out. But now, when I think about it in terms of units of y and units of x, I don't have common labels, and those won't cancel out. And so my label on this would be set a couple different ways. I could say 6 units of y for every 5 units of x. We could say 6/5 units of y per 1 unit of x. Or we could even, if we wanted, we could say 1 unit of y per 5/6 unit of x. And so we see that the rate will, as one's changing, so is the other. So we think about it a little bit differently when we talk about a label for slope, when we look at the two different aspects of changes of y and changes of x.